Okay, I don't know if we're live or not. There should have been an intro. Let's see if we are live or not. I know. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Apologies in advance for our internet. It is
dodgy.
Very dodgy. Why? Because we're in a different situation today. We are in a place called Tewkesbury, and I'll give you a bit of an update in that in a second. Today is May the 26th, Monday, May the 26th. Hope everyone's had a lovely weekend. As many people around the world, this has been a long weekend, bank holiday here in the UK, and I think also Memorial Day in the States, I think, as well. So to everybody who has either served or had service personnel, etc., or are serving, thank you for your service, including myself. There you go. Yay. Like I said, apologies for the internet. I know it's not very good and it might be in and out, etc. But there you go. If you just put in the chat that you can hear us and see us, that would be fantastic. And it saves me going on and on and on and on and on, and nobody listening.
I can do that.
Yeah, she's very good at that as well.
Ginger De Santos, great name.
It is a good name,
that,
isn't it?
See us.
Oh, she did, didn't she?
So let's hope so. Memorial Day in USA. Oh, it went Memorial Day. I saw that was Jean's message on there. So
loud and clear, James Hawkins. Lovely. Thank you so much. Okay, let's just bring you up to date with on passive wise and OES. Nothing new there. Hopefully this week, fingers crossed, nothing confirmed. But I am very hopeful that we will see our CEO this week. Obviously, we need to get confirmation of this, and this is just my opinion. Nothing has come from corporate, but let's stay positive for a webinar this week. Okay, obviously, we'll bring you up to date as soon as we know any more. What else did I want to talk to you about? Tewkesbury. Why are we up at Tewkesbury? Because this person here,
I feel very small today.
This person here has been working extremely hard over this bank holiday weekend. In fact, she was working Saturday, Sunday, today and tomorrow. So I decided to come up on the boat. Now,
I'm just keeping the economy going on my own.
She is doing a very, very good job at the tea rooms that she works at. It's literally 4 miles the road from Tewkesbury rather than a good half an hour drive. It makes it a very easy commute of 10 minutes from Tewkesbury. I'm up here on the boat. Tewkesbury is a lovely place. In fact, we like it a lot. It goes, they think, the history behind it goes all the way back to the 7th century. So a lot of Tudor influence here. And in fact, if you go all the way back to 1471, where War of the Roses. I don't know if you've heard of that, but the war here in Tewkesbury between Lancashire and Yorkshire was one of the turning points, and it actually put Edward on the throne. So a lot of history here, including Tewkesbury Abbey that was built in 1270, and the locals actually stopped it from being ripped down because of the Catholic persecution, if you remember, as well. So that's all been preserved, and it really is worth a visit.
Have you been wandering around while I've been at
I've
work?
been doing my research like I always do, you know, about these places.
Around the town.
I have to say that I am a great reader of plaques, and wherever I go in the world, if there is a sign, if there is an information board, I'm in it.
You're quite man about town.
Oh yeah, I always read it. But we're on the River Avon. Also, a little bit of history behind the word Avon is an old Saxon word for river. That's why in the UK there's actually 3 different rivers that are called the Avon. Bet you never knew that one.
It's a whole history lesson,
isn't
today,
it,
guys?
And the River Avon we are on here now is basically it flows into the River Severn here at Tewkesbury, but it goes all the way to the other side of Warwickshire. So it is a river that we have explored, and it is a lovely, beautiful river if you've ever been.
We go past some very nice houses. I've got little remote controlled lawnmowers.
Yeah.
They're little robot ones because their gardens are
massive.
Really big, vast.
It is.
So it's nice to see Sherry's on here, not driving.
I know, exactly.
And just quickly say hello to Narelle before she drops off to sleep.
I believe Chris is on his way back from his travels, visiting friends and family, etc. So we wish him well on his safe return from where he's been out and about. He's done a sterling job, hasn't he, Chris?
Yeah, I was just
without Marty.
Yeah.
Nice to see Marty been around a little bit more here. I think he's got quite a long road ahead of him. I did manage to speak to him a couple of days ago, I think, with Chris on a 3-way. And, you know, me and Marty go back a long way before On Passive. We were in a couple of other businesses before On Passive. And I think a good 10 years or more now I've known Marty DeGarmo. And it really is nice to see him being more chatty. That's for sure. Like I said, I think he's got quite a long road ahead of him, but at least he's in a position now, if you were on yesterday's live with him, that he is very much aware of his situation now, and he knows that he has to really knuckle down and do what is necessary to get himself back fit and healthy. So that's always one of the hardest steps to make, isn't it, to actually realize your situation, I suppose, and then once you've realized that, then you are in a much better mindset to be able to do something about it. The rest of this week, obviously, if we don't hear anything, I will do my utmost to bring something positive to the table, something interesting, something that might help you. And I would hopefully do some research on that as well as we move through the week. But obviously, if there is a webinar to be had this week, I'll let you know as soon as possible if I hear from our CEO Ashmi Farah, and we will bring that to the table. Anyway, I'm going to hand it over to Jane briefly. She's going to tell you what's been going on.
What's been going on? What's been going on? Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all here. Some of our lovely, lovely followers. It's always nice. I'm sorry I look a bit tired. I am absolutely, I don't know why I'm not living there right now. They're short-staffed, and I've stepped up to the mark because, one, I absolutely love it, by the way. I feel like I should have done it ages ago. I did get asked, but I was concerned about the travel and stuff because, remember, the girl I'm working for has been a family friend for about 20 years now.
Yeah.
It's actually my daughter's best friend. So, and I sort of avoided it, but here I am helping them run the show. Bless you, Jean. But do you know, I'm going to just talk about something a bit emotive, really. You can put your opinion in the chat if you want. People are funny, aren't they, really? And people are lovely. I have this a bit of a saying, really, where I say people are beautiful and lovely until they turn into customers. Then they can be a right pain in the you-know-what. Because we do get some, not everybody we serve, for want of a better word, is a nice person in the hospitality industry. We can get some right old awkward so-and-sos. And yesterday we had a little bit of a situation where I mean, you can put your answer in there, and I'm happy. I'm open. We don't all have to agree. We can agree to disagree, which is what I did with another person that worked there. A couple came in and wanted something totally gluten-free. Now you have to bear in mind we are a small establishment. We're a small place. We're not Costa or any of these conglomerates. We're just a little tea room. They wanted gluten-free. She made out that basically if a crumb went past her mouth, she would die. So that puts us under an awful lot of pressure. Now, in the end, she chose not to eat anything. She had a coffee. But
you do just tell them that you do gluten-free.
We do gluten-free stuff. We have a glass cabinet, an old-fashioned style, and the top shelf is gluten-free. However, because it's all in the same cabinet, you could argue there could potentially be some cross-contamination, and we can't guarantee that there won't be a crumb. We use different tongs. We have a gluten-free set, and then we have some normal tongs. So we try our best to Surrender Sahu, you've just sent us a super sticker. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. So we do try our best. And Jean's got a good point. Yeah, if you are totally gluten-free, you probably wouldn't be in there anyway. So suddenly it becomes our problem. It's our problem that they're gluten-free. What are we going to do about it? Not our problem, really. We're just a small establishment. We're not massive. We are aware that there has been situations, I know in the UK, where there's been cross-contamination and people have got sued, etc. So we always lay it out. We can't guarantee that. So the next question was, well, that's okay. We're moving into the area and we will come in with a coffee, and I take it will be all right to bring in our own food. Shock horror to me, who's an old-fashioned... I've been in this industry for so long now. I'm quite the... I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I've been here for so long. I disagree with that. I disagree. We're there to make money. It's not our problem. And because we don't serve what they want, not give them the right to bring in something into our establishment. Bit of a, one of these emotive subjects where you could, anyway,
slippery slope, I think.
We call it the slippery slope. There's also another way of looking at it. You could do what we call the blind eye effect, where you turn a blind eye to someone in your coffee shop who tentatively opens a biscuit, say, out of their bag. That's the blind eye thing, where you sort of go, I know you did that, but it's not a big deal. We don't need that table right now, so we're going to turn a blind eye to it. But this wasn't like that. These guys were essentially saying, because you can't give me what I need, or I therefore, do I have the right? And the answer, in my opinion, is no, you don't have that right. We don't sell jacket potatoes, but that doesn't mean you can bring one in. It's a very sort of, it's on that fine line thing. You don't want to come across as mean. You don't want to be tight, but at the same time, you are there to sell your produce, in effect. So on speaking today, so we had a little bit of a thing yesterday. We didn't really give them a definite answer because the owners weren't there. We sort of said, I'm sorry, this is something you may need to take up with the owners. We didn't want to cause a fuss, but the other girl working there was sort of, I can't see it a problem. I disagreed. I said, I'm ever so sorry. On this occasion, we need to agree to disagree, because I actually don't agree with that. Where does that end? What they're going to do? Start opening a picnic basket? Where does that start and end. So it's a very slippery slope, in my opinion. So the boss owner came in today and she asked me what was said, and I sort of gave her my version. And she then told me some really interesting new like information yesterday. She said the EHO. Now, I don't know if you have an EHO where you are. I guess you do. It's the
Environmental Health Officer.
Environmental Health Officer, who comes around to make sure that you're clean and tidy, basically, and you pass muster to sell produce. And do you know who knew that she told me today that it is not our responsibility to cover all, as a small establishment, to cover all bases of food. And if we cannot offer you something, it is not our problem. Well, this was music to my ears, because I was like, I would, if they'd have said to me, well, they should be entitled, I would have been furious, because I just think that's not right. That's just me. I don't think it's right. And I mean, Kiana McCulloch says you have to consider food safety. You absolutely do have to talk about food. What if they then want a plate, and is it all right if I just borrow some cutlery? Well, I can't guarantee the cutlery you're going to borrow off me is actually not being cross-contaminated with something else. So we were going down this very sort of narrow alley, and there you go. Anyway, turns out today that we are not obliged to. We can actually, if we are uncomfortable and we feel it is unsafe, and they've played it up so much that she's going to die if a crumb comes across her mouth, we can actually ask them to leave. I didn't know this. This is all new to me. I mean, obviously, so things have changed since we were in the business, and it's all new to me. But interesting, really, that sort of occurred. It's a very strange one, isn't it? But there you go. Hey,
so put into the chat, would you have allowed them to bring their own food or would you have said sorry?
Yes. Are you team me or not team me?
I'm always team Jane, regardless of whether she's right or wrong.
You know it.
Innit?
So
happy wife.
Happy life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so anyway, but there you go. Who said they're going to write a book about it? Somebody scroll back up for me. Somebody said I've got a lot of stories like that. They're going to write a book about it. We literally, I think me and Red, I could write a book about customers, hospitality trade, because I literally have 100 stories.
Oh, I can't do it.
I have 100 stories. I'm sorry about that. Somebody just said they could write a book about it, and Jean, behaviour is ridiculous. No outside food. Absolutely. These guys are like.
It's their business. It's their livelihood.
We're there.
I wouldn't say they're struggling, but they literally are. Their business runs week to week.
Yeah, and it's a great business. They have a fantastic business. But in my opinion, we are there to make that business better. We can't be guardian angels to everyone. We're not a charity in effect, if you like. We can't just sort of go, well, and the irony of it,
Hector would have refused.
Irony of it is because we couldn't give them any food, they sat down with 2 coffees and 2 packets of crisps. Now, my question next was, have you checked those crisps that there's no gluten in them at all? And unless
they are plain crisps, so like ready salted. If there's flavorings on the crisps, then there could be gluten within the flavorings that are put on the crisps. So.
I mean, Kiana's saying you can get your business shut down if someone heard about it. But, she then starts saying to us, well, although you've got things in the cabinet, perhaps you should cling film all the things that are gluten-free. And I was thinking to myself, have you any idea how hard we work in here? You're just coming in here and trying to make the cafe into your own, how you would like it. Well, my opinion was just go somewhere else. There are places for that. And
this isn't.
And I think nowadays there's a lot more catering for gluten-free. I mean, I feel for people that are having intolerances, but I also have an intolerance to people who think they can come in,
isn't it?
Honestly, and like change our business. So, but there you go. Oh yeah. Well, creating a lawsuit. I mean,
I'm just going
to. Sorry. The irony was we were so busy. It was like I can't be dealing with this at this moment.
Absolutely. Narelle saying tell them to
Get on their bikes.
Get on bikes.
Yeah.
Just to clarify something that I saw that John Berea had put in the chat, and also that Chris had mentioned on his live today. Big rumours going around somewhere for some unknown reason, especially through our Indian brothers and sisters, that commissions are going to be paid in 2 or 3 days. Absolute false information.
What are you going to say?
No, that is absolutely false. Whoever's been spreading rumours that commissions are going to be paid out in 2 or 3 days is lying. As always, I have no idea.
Why do we always have the same problem over and over again?
It's well, because people are saying,
why let the truth get in the way of a good rumor?
Well, no, because a lot of these people are new YouTubers and they are after clicks on their channels, and so they are saying anything that somebody might click on their video for.
Well, all that does is create more discord and gets people's hopes up, and it's naughty, really.
I can't emphasize enough how important it is to follow people who give the right information. I'm not just advocating following me and Chris and Marty or any other people as well, but there is, for instance, if you are an Indian brother and sister, there is some channels that I would recommend that you go on to, and that is on Passive Raj, certainly, and Ruraj Singh, certainly, and Xavier Jaffrey official. Definitely those three give out the right information. And if you are an Indian who can only understand Hindi, etc., then you should follow these people because they give out the correct information. Everybody else is they are literally grabbing at straws just to get clicks on their videos. Also, one of John Berea's sayings, which I do love, is shift happens. Get used to it. There you go. Embrace the change.
I love that play on words.
Yes,
John, I love that.
This is a shift.
Yes.
And we need to embrace our shift to another phase. We've gone over the whys reasons behind it many times, and if you don't understand why we are moving to a brand new phase, then you will need to educate yourselves by going back over the 3 webinars that have happened so far over the last couple of months. Who's that? Richard Lamoth, thank you so much. And really nice words as well. Thank you, my friend, for the super sticker. That's very kind.
Yeah, thank you so much.
As well, and as Jean said, not only is it a shift in direction to the new phase, more importantly, it's a shift in mindset. If you remember, our CEO said, nothing is coming from on passive except for me and my name. No coding, no products. No, nothing is coming from on passive to the next phase except for him. So we really need to get rid of the old on passive mindset, and because we are going to something else brand new. I know I'm saying the same things. I know I'm going over the same ground. I know I'm repeating myself, and I don't really like repeating myself, in all honesty. I'd rather bring new things to the table for you. But it seems because of the amount of false information that's going around at the moment, because there's still the same questions of when are we getting commissions, when are we getting paid, when are we going to launch on Passive 2.0, etc. It seems like I have to continually go over this old ground once again, because some of our Indian brothers and sisters just aren't understanding or getting why we are moving to the next phase. So if you don't understand, okay, get with those YouTube channels that I have just told you, and they will give you the correct information. Or on my channel, there is plenty of videos that are in Hindi that will translate it directly for you, and you can understand it from then. But don't take hearsay. Do your own work.
You know, it creates hysteria, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just creates hysteria, and it's just wrong. And we need calm, really. What we don't need is people to be hysterical, you know, and it's coming and this and we're getting done, and it's just all rubbish, and it just makes a sort of a bad situation worse, if you like. And I'm not saying it's a bad situation, but obviously people's patience are being tested.
They are.
So it makes it just worse, because just prolongs your agony, really, because then it doesn't happen. So you've created another disappointment, and you just don't need to.
No,
you don't need to.
You don't need to. Anyway, guys, we said we were going to be short and sweet today because the internet's playing up. In fact,
I'm short, you're sweet.
Ah, she says such nice things, doesn't she? Heading back to Gloucester tomorrow, so we'll be back in situ as normal, and obviously I'll do my live. For the summer, we are sticking to the 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 6 p.m. here in the UK. I think with the longer days, it just makes more sense to have it then rather than at the 11 a.m. time.
Oh, Jean, I have hundreds of lovely regular customers, just lovely people. You just sometimes get someone thrown in the mix, don't you? You just like they walk amongst us to test us.
They certainly are.
Just like
yeah, they do. On another note, just before we go, here on our boat, we are by, it used to be the largest flour mill in Europe here in Tewkesbury, and it's been derelict for a long time now, 20 or 30 years. It used to be, it was stationed here in Tewkesbury because of the water network. So a lot of grain came by water down the River Severn or down the Avon from all over the UK, and it was milled here and then shipped literally across to the continent and further south and the UK. But anyway, to cut a long story short, it's been broken into and it's left in pretty bad disrepair. And youths,
the youths of today
are using it as a bit of a smoking den, etc. Anyway, today 2 of them were on the roof. Now this building is high. It is 6 stories high, so it is a 6-story building, so it's pretty high, and they were on the roof ripping tiles up and chucking them down onto the ground, A, close to our boat, and B, because it's a walkway down here. So I went to pick Jane up, and I told Jane about this, and she said, well, you should call the police. So I promptly called the police and told them about it, and guess what?
No, you said if there are any police in the area, please could they do a swing by just to sort of scare them off?
And I got back with Jane and we heard sirens. Went, the police are here. Not the police.
No.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 fire engines turned up. One with a great big turntable ladder to get up the 6 stories. I was like that. Oh my word. But anyway,
and what did they tell you though? Why they were there?
They were here because there'd been numerous fires,
and also the police didn't have
numerous fires on it, so they were called. And because it was 6 stories, and I told them there was people on the roof chucking tiles down, so maybe that was because of the turntable ladder. But it was the police that had called the fire brigade, not me. And the reason the police had called the fire brigade was they didn't have enough people to send, not even 1 squad car.
No.
These are the times we live in here in the UK.
So instead now they send the fire engine.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Anyway, on that note, it was good. We got some good pictures anyway, which was pretty cool.
It made a little bit of watching material for a few people.
And it also had the desired effect by scaring the kids off.
Yeah.
So hopefully we won't get any more of them on the roof chucking tiles down that are getting very close to my boat. Yeah. Anyway, on that note,
how dangerous is that though?
Very dangerous. On that note, I will see you all tomorrow at the normal time, 6 p.m. And as I said before, I will bring something to the table that hopefully will inspire you, educate you, and give you those positive vibes that you need to stay the course here into the next phase. Anyway, that's it from me. Jane, so goodbye.
Oh, am I not? Okay.
No, so it's all over the place today.
Oh, okay. All right. No hellos on the board for me today, because obviously
The internet
is
rubbish.
up and down and in and out. But we appreciate you all,
Yeah,
guys.
especially the tea clubbers, all in green. Thank you so much.
So nice to see some gingers back on here, and Birgith, we haven't seen you for a while. It's so lovely to see you all, and the usual suspects. See you later.
Bye.